Hi everybody, this is Jurek, and today I'm in downtown Disney, Lake Buena Vista, Florida. As you can see behind me, a little bit of water view and the Fulton Crab House and that big air balloon behind me. And today I thought about, when I was going through the different theme parks, how people were afraid of different rides. They might be afraid to ride that big air balloon behind me, or they might be afraid of a roller coaster or a thrill ride. And what I'll tell you is this: stop being afraid. There's nothing really to be afraid of as long as you remain in control. A lot of people are afraid of entering into real estate investing, but don't be. You're going to have the education, the knowledge, and all the information you need. But fear often holds you back. Think about when you were younger. You were afraid maybe to learn how to swim. You were afraid to ride the bike. You just had fear. And have you ever asked yourself what you're afraid about? If you have all the information that you need and other people have went before you, you shouldn't have fear. So what I would do is this: do an exercise. What do you think's holding you back from succeeding? Is it the fear of failure, or is it the fear of success? Believe it or not, there's people out there that are afraid of succeeding, because if they succeed, what will their friends think of them? What will their family think of them? So many people out there are not only afraid of failure, but they're also afraid of success. And don't be. So what I would recommend that you do is this: sit down, write out what your fears are, and imagine if you could conquer that fear. Imagine if you could succeed with real estate investing. How would that change your life? How would your life be different? How would you have other choices rather than just maybe what you're doing now in 1, 2, or 3 jobs that you're working? Or how could that change your career? When people have fear, it just kind of paralyzes them from doing anything. And so often than not, when you're looking at real estate investing, part of the fear is, I'm afraid, so where do I start first? What if I do something wrong? What if I get the wrong deal? What if other people know that I don't succeed at what I'm doing? That's okay. At least you tried. I think it's a lot worse wishing you would have did something, or hoping you would have did something, or trying to make a difference in your life, than going out there and actually making a difference in your life. So what I'd recommend to you is this: write out your fears and see how you can overcome them. As I travel the country and talk to different people from all the states through the boots on the ground training, a lot of times people have a fear of something. I'm too young, I'm too old, I don't know if I could do this, I don't have enough time. What if I enter into a contract and I can't get out? Do I have to buy the $250,000 house? No, you don't have to buy that house, as long as you have a contingency in there. So anytime you do something, think about what the worst case scenario might be and how you can get out of the problem or situation. Like we have said before, anytime you run into a barrier, how do you get over it, under it, around it, or right through it? As long as you figure a way out and you have a plan B or another plan on what you're going to do, you shouldn't have that fear. As we look at other fears that you may encounter, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. That's what I want to tell you. And you should sit there and tell yourself, I will not be afraid. And what I would convince you to do is this: write out different action plans of, if you faced the biggest fear that you can imagine, what would be the 5 different ways that you could get out of that situation or that problem. If you put a pen to paper and you start listing out different thoughts, you'll now be more creative at ways of solving problems, solving issues, solving fear. So often than not, it's the people that aren't educated in a certain subject that fear it the most. I had a friend when I was younger who played musical instruments, and when he first picked them up, he was afraid of looking bad in front of others, so that forced him to practice. The more he practiced, the better he got. Well, how does that relate to real estate? The more potential deals you look at doing, the more you're going to overcome that fear, the more you're going to gain that knowledge base to have success. And what I would tell you is this: focus on those biggest things that are giving you the most fear right now. If it's a fear of not knowing how to calculate a rehab, then go to Home Depot, go to Lowe's, talk to people, figure out how to calculate different prices, talk to contractors. If it's a fear of contracts, then talk to 2, 3, 4, 5 different real estate attorneys. Figure out a way to overcome that fear no matter what it is. If you don't have cash and you can't do a potential deal, then focus on wholesaling. If you don't want to focus on wholesaling, then focus on getting a partner in real estate. No matter what you look at doing, always try to figure out what another way might be of doing a situation to have success with it. There's always an answer, you just have to figure it out. And I always tell people, some of the most valuable lessons I've learned in life are the things I've done or not done that have taught me a lesson. You know, whether you call it the school of hard knocks or whatever you might call it, don't worry, because everything that you do is going to teach you a valuable lesson that's going to make you a better investor, more success in the future. Well, until next time, this is Joe Jurek saying, believe and achieve. Take care. Bye-bye.